Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today I have some Gothic Victorian with a touch of vintage. DIY number 1, Blushing Mourning Heart. We're going to do some crackle effect. We're going to have some fun today. And if you are fighting to get the crackle effect to work for you, you're probably overthinking it. And I'm going to show you why. So I got this shadow box thrifting. And we're going to paint this entire thing with black chalk paint. Now once it's dry, we're going to start. This is just Elmer's glue. And we're not worried about getting in a certain direction or anything like that. We're just going to get it on here. And I'm actually going to kind of go back and forth in different directions and just make sure we get it covered. And you want to try to get it, fairly even amount. But you're not going to, you don't want it to be perfect because there's going to be differences in the way it crackles and what shows through and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do an area at a time. And you know how they show you, you see people show you, you have to go in one straight line with the paint. Well, when you're doing it inside a shadow box, you can't really do it that way. So, but it's all about the drying time. That's the way I see it. So once I get the glue on, I'm going to take my heat gun. You can also use your hair dryer. And I am going to go over this for 30 seconds. I count to 30. We want it to not be dry all the way, but we want it to be tacky because we don't want the paint and glue mixing together. So my formula is heat gun for 30 seconds. And I'm going to use this very pale pink. And now on the sides of this, you could go up and down, they say you have to go in one direction. You really don't. You just don't want to go back and forth really hard and press into the paint, into the glue with your paint. Is pretty much it. But I kind of like this way because I like the areas where there's thinner paint. It looks more aged to me, and the crackles go in different directions. But this is what I found that worked best for me because I've had it fail. I've gone back and forth and done different ways. But basically, I was overthinking it. So we did the side and that little front edge. And now we're going to take our heat gun and dry it. And you see where there's crackles showing up and it's kind of swirling in different directions. And I like that look. And again, you're trying to inside a shadow box. You're not going to be able to get it in there all perfect and in one direction. And you see where the paint's a little lighter. I like that. But you can, do your paint a little thicker and a little more even if you want more coverage. That's kind of a matter of preference. So now I've done 2 of the sides and 2 of the 2 areas of the front. And I'll show you again on this other side. And you just see I'm just getting the glue on there. I'm not doing it in any one direction. And we dry for 30 seconds. And just add our paint. And again, on these sides, you can just go use more paint and go straight across if you want to get better coverage. That's entirely up to you. But it's all about how long you let that glue dry. And here we've got all of the sides and fronts are done. And here's what I'm talking about. You're doing the inside wall of this box. You're not going to get, the perfect coverage with the paint. So embrace that and just do it. But yeah, the 30 seconds works for me. Now on those front edges, they're smaller and the glue tends to be thinner. You have less glue. It may only take like 15 seconds for those little sections. So be aware of that. The less glue, the less time you're going to need to dry it. And I found that on those front edges, they really only need about 15 or 20 seconds. If you have a wider area, 30. And we're just going to do the rest of the inside here. Dry it for 30 seconds. And then just get the paint in there. I think the deal is that you want the top layer of the glue to be fairly dry. That way it doesn't mix with your paint. But you don't want it dry all the way through. And then once it starts drying all the way through, that's when it starts to crackle. The paint and glue dry at different rates, I think, is why it crackles. And the glue's already started the drying process. And look at this. Look at this beautiful crackle. Now this is time consuming, doing each section at a time. So you definitely want a heat gun to, you know, dry the paint as well, or you'll be here forever letting each section dry long enough. So now that's kind of pink. We're not after really pink. So I'm going to make a wash, a little water, and some of this black currant chalk paint. Just add a little bit of that paint to that little bit of water. And we're going to, this is going to completely change the appearance of this. It turns out really pretty. So I just paint this on. You see the consistency, see how thin it is. And this color took to it so nice. It really turns out pretty. And then we're going to dab off the excess with a paper towel. And there's our result. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? And we're going to do another section. And I do this a section at a time, because if you leave it on too long, you might end up with a little bit darker than you want. And if it's too light, you do it once it's too light, you can always keep going over it until you get the color you want. But this just immediately turned the color I was looking for. So it just over this pink, it did so well. And without getting rid of your crackle look. You know, you do a wash, you're not covering up that crackle. You can still see that black coming through. Look at that. I think I did that back the inside twice to get that color there. And you don't have to do this. You can just paint it whatever color you want to keep it. Paint it that color. I just thought this was add a little something. Look at that. And it's so easy and so much fun and messy. I got these hearts at Dollar Tree. And I painted the one, spray painted it with flat black. And now we're going to take that same black currant and we're going to dry brush that on the black. Tie in these colors a little bit here. I'm just going to go all the way around, get it some color. Add a little more down in between. Took a while to get this thing painted, even with the spray paint. Oh my god. So these flowers, I've used some similar before from a rosette bear. It was in the Family Dollar for $7. So I plucked all the roses off of it. And I painted this rose with the black currant. And that hole, that loop in the center where the hanger goes, I needed to kind of hide that. So I put that flower in there. And now I'm going to go from the back and hot glue that into place. And I put a little sawtooth hanger on the shadow box. That's my clear coat. I used a satin finish for both the heart and the box. And that gives it a little shinier appearance. You can use matte, you can use whatever you like. Satin is probably my favorite. And now I'm just going to dry brush a little bit of the champagne gold. Just give it some shimmer. Get the edges of that rose. And here and there on the heart. Give it a little glam. And this is just so simple. So I've got this little Jenga block. I put that was E6000 I put on my paper towel. And we're gonna give this a base we can glue everything together. Then I'm gonna add a little hot glue in another contact point to make sure it stays in place for me. And we continue working while that E6000 cures. And I'm going to add a little more hot glue around the other side of it. Don't want it going anywhere. Then we're going to do the same thing to glue it into the box. We're going to add some E6000 to each end. And I'm kind of spreading it a little bit. I don't want big, same with the hot glue. You don't want a big blob of it where it doesn't lay flat. So I'm taking the nozzle and smearing the hot glue a little flatter as well. And the hot glue really just holds it in place long enough to let that other glue set up. And we're going to get that centered and hold it in place, and that's it. I didn't think I needed to do anything else to this piece. It's so pretty just like that. The colors, it just speaks for itself. And this one is done. DIY number 2, Timeless. This is another shadow box. I've already painted black. I got both these thrifting. This is Decor brand Vintage. It's a blue-gray. And I've got my Elmer's glue. And I'm just going to get this glue on here. See how I did that? Just put it on there. Spread it around. Roll with it. Don't overthink. Then I got my heat gun, 30 seconds to dry the surface, get it tacky. And then I'm going to put my paint on here, and we're just going to go back and forth in different directions. And again, you can spread it on there in one direction if you want. You can put the paint on a little thicker if you want better coverage. I like the black showing through along with the crackles. Look at that. Look, easy peasy. So I've done all sides and one of the front sections. We'll do another front section. These the front sections are a little wider on this one, so the glue, I did about 20 seconds with the heat gun on these little sections, and that worked pretty well. If you've got the heat gun going and you see spots start to dry right in front of your face, stop and get your paint on. And I'm wiping off the excess that's going down the sides because I'm leaving the inside just black. We're just going to do the sides and the front. Get the paint on. Easy peasy. And then as far as drying the paint, you just dry, do it till it's dry. But yeah, if you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hairdryer. But heat guns, they're not expensive. They're like $10 to $20. You don't need anything fancy. And look at this image I found. Look at the colors. They're just so perfect. So this is all dry. Got my crackle all the way around the front. And I touched up inside where it got on the black. There was just a couple little spots that I just touched up. And now I'm going to take a little more of this vintage and just very lightly dry brush the inside of the box. I've got this printed on cardstock from Etsy. I'll put the link in the description. And I'm just going to take some black chalk paint and a little bitty chip brush. And we're going to blacken these edges, get rid of that white edge. And I didn't do much to the image itself. It didn't need it. The colors all blend and the colors match so well, I couldn't believe it. Now this is Aleene's tacky glue on the back. And just spread it around as evenly as you can. Make sure you get the edges and corners really well. And make sure you hold on to it. You don't want it to move around and get glue on the front. And I'm just going to lift it up and get it in place. And once it's in place, I'm going to wipe the excess glue off of my fingers so I don't get it on the front of the image. Okay. Make sure we press down all the edges and corners really well. And I'm just going to take a paper towel, just kind of, lightly kind of press and rub and make sure there's no air underneath. But with this cardstock I'm using, I haven't had any trouble. And here's some more of these little foam flowers. They're made like some kind of foam. And I have painted four. Two big ones and two little buds. When you're taking them off of the bear, some of them are glued together. And you have to sacrifice the outer layer of petals, but then you have little buds. So, and I just dry brush some of the vintage color on the edges of the roses. And I'm going to put two in two corners. A big one and a small one in two of the corners here with some hot glue. And I also put a sawtooth hanger on the back of this before I started to do my roses. And I just kept these simple. I thought about putting some kind of ribbon or moss, but it really didn't need it. And that, that timepiece I thought that looked kind of Victorian to me, but also with a Gothic vibe. And Gothic, is really based in Victorian culture as far as I've seen. And this is done. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I hope I'm not burning you out on hearts. Here's my timeless. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Bye.